Hello, everybody. Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yee-haw, and I'm very excited to be joined by the one and only Goof. Do you like Goof or GoofGG more?
I like Goof, but anything's fine. George, Goof, GoofGG.
All right, Goof. I'm glad that I can call you George. So, George, you are one of the top players in Pokemon Unite. We're here to talk about the Pokemon Unite Championship Series right now. I'm throwing my pen out of my hands. I'm so excited. Your team, TTV, is the dominant North American team, and obviously you guys are very, very excited for this series coming up. A $1 million prize pool with teams competing from all over the world. So first off, thank you for sitting down with me. And is there anything else you'd like to tell people about yourself before we hop in?
I'm Goof. I play for my team, like you said, TTV. We met a long time ago and we've been together for, throughout various games. We don't always play as a team, but, we've been friends for a long time and had a lot of success in Pokemon Unite. On my team, I played the bottom lane attacker. So in competitive play, you have 3 people bottom on each side, and I'm like the Pikachu or the Ninetales, usually for my team.
Yeah.
In that setup down there.
And I've seen you just be absolutely insane with Pikachu. We'll get into it in a minute, but in the most recent, that massive Shiny League tournament finals, you guys were just destroying, and there were games where you were over-leveling the entire enemy team as Pikachu. I'm getting way ahead of myself, but yes, your Pikachu, your attacker play is absolutely insane. TTV is absolutely insane. And a bunch of nice guys, which is always great. Let's talk a little bit about the championship series coming up here. So there's a roadmap that they've kind of detailed from Pokemon Unite. I feel like there's still some sort of maybe gray areas as to when everything is going to take place later towards the actual championships. But let's talk about that roadmap really quick here, Goof.
Okay, so they've divided the game into the competitive scene into, I believe it's 8 regions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, something like 7 or 8 regions. Okay, guys.
We're never gonna figure it out right now if it's 7 or 8. There's no way to tell.
Yeah, we haven't had that yet in Pokemon Unite. We've been playing tournaments globally. You've had latency issues, things like that, and for the first time, there's gonna be restrictions on the team rosters. And if you have a North American team, all the players have to be from North America. If you have a European team, likewise, if everyone has to be European citizens, besides the UK guys, don't let them play.
That's really interesting.
That's exciting.
So
that's going to shake things up a bit.
You've played in esports and stuff like that before, or you've been around the scene. Is this very common that everyone has to be in that location? Like they all have to be sort of based in one region, or they're not able to compete together?
Yeah, for sure. They do play each other in championships. Normally you have the North American teams all play, and then the best from North America play against the best from Europe, the best from Asia, and so on.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to have in Unite. We're going to have a tournament format where, because it's the first season, there's going to be open qualifiers. And then, that's going to move you along. You're going to earn points, much like other Pokemon games, if you're familiar with the TCG or VGC or anything like that. You're going to earn championship points along the season, leading up to Worlds, the conclusion in August, which will be in London. But the situation is that you'll play in these small tournaments, which kind of lead into bigger tournaments, and so on. They have little names like the monthly finals, the AOS Cup, the championship, the regional finals, and then obviously the World Championships is the name of the big event in August.
Yeah,
that will be. There's 500,000 on the line, on the day in August. So that's really exciting for a Pokemon game for sure.
I was actually surprised. I don't know if this surprised you. I was surprised that the prize pool for the championships was actually somewhat relatively split evenly, not evenly, but I'm actually surprised that first place doesn't get a little bit more. I don't know if that's common, but I remember seeing tournaments where it's the first place is $1 million, second place is $100,000. So I was kind of surprised to see that split. Although I do think that's very cool because you're asking teams to come from all over the world to compete in this.
What you see in other Pokemon games is similar price structure for other Pokemon games. However, for if you look at the international for Dota or something, it's extremely top heavy. But I think what's going on here is they're trying to make it so that all of the teams that compete at the level where they can reach Worlds go home with something approximating a livable salary by the end of the season. You know, between the regional finals money, I believe we have a 50K tournament in North America as well, where first place takes home 20K. And then if you take, you know, so we get our like 4K each if we win that or whatever. And then if we were to go to Worlds afterwards and place in some prize pool, you know, we're already getting to the point where we've made a reasonable amount of money. The kind of consolation prize at Worlds plus winning regional finals. Yeah, and I think that will set up like, you know, especially for the teams in lower cost of living areas, I think it's going to be like really good for them, the way they've done the prize pool. Now, I'm extremely confident. My team's extremely confident. Would we have liked to see like 400,000 the first? Yeah, I would love to go home with like $80,000 or something from Worlds if we win. But I kind of like what they've done. Because it's the first season, they can't really do a franchise style thing where, you know, the teams are grandfathered in and they play each other and they earn like a salary just for playing. Because that's impossible. I think like kind of doing the less top heavy distribution might be a good choice, just to make sure everybody goes home with something for their time investment in the game.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And you're right. In different regions, the prize pool can feel like a lot more, obviously, which is very cool. We do have, I think we saw it as we were scrolling by a little earlier. We have how many teams come from each region. Do you want to scroll back up to that really quick? Yeah, so we have 2 from Europe, 2 from Asia Pacific, 2 from Japan, 2 from South Korea, 2 from NA, 1 from SA, and 1 from Oceania. So this is really interesting because obviously some regions were wondering if they were, you know, going to even be able to compete. For instance, a lot of people in Oceania were wondering, I mean, is there going to be a team down here? So I think that's very cool. Did you expect a larger amount of teams to compete, or is this about what you expected to see?
Oceania, I thought that's where the Little Mermaid lived, so it's a shock that they're getting a team to me.
They play a lot, Goof. You gotta understand, they play a lot. They don't have a lot to do down there.
I know the Oceania guys. I'm just joking around, like Sulu and stuff like that.
Yeah,
their team's pretty good. I can't remember the name of their team, but they do pretty well.
Is that Owl? And, is that who we're talking about?
Yeah, I think it's that team. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're pretty good. Mm-hmm. I honestly was expecting to see them grouped in with like the Asia Pacific, and it'd be 2 teams. Maybe what I would have done here is like group Oceania with Asia Pacific, and then do like, you know, 1 more North American team or something. If you wanted to kind of pre-scale the number of invites to the power level of the regions, like the perceived power level so far. But I do think that maybe that's a little bit unfair before there's even an official circuit, right? Maybe this is just like the breakdown based on your average esports breakdown. And if you look at it that way, I think that it's kind of fair.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I mean, it's pretty exciting, but also, what does it feel like to be looking at this and go, oh wow, there's only going to be 2 of us from this entire region of teams that, you know, there are a lot of solid North American teams. Obviously, you guys are in an amazing position, but that must feel a little like, oh boy, there's only 2. Only 2 even get to move on.
Yeah, I think what's concerning to me is that if we scroll down, I don't know if you're watching my screen, but the regional finals that we discussed earlier, it's actually just, no matter how many championship points you have, the best you get in terms of seeding is that you get put into an 8-team double elimination bracket. And we don't know what the meta game is going to be like, right? Or, you know, someone's internet could go out that day. And just having like a full circuit decided on one day, 1 double elimination bracket, is terrifying.
Well, thank you very much for doing this, man. I think this is really exciting. It's such an exciting time for Pokemon Unite, and I wish you guys all the best of luck. I'm really excited to hopefully see you at Worlds and crush it. So thanks a lot, Goof. Oh, and tell people where they can check you out.
Oh, twitch.tv/GoofGG, and my Twitter handle is awful. Let me go get it. My Twitter handle is Goof_GG. Oh, that's not that bad.
That's not terrible. No, that's doable.
Oh,
that's
also, I write articles for Pokemon.com. If you're interested in learning, how do I not pitch this earlier? My goodness. If you're interested in learning about the game, read my articles on Pokemon.com.
There you go. Thank you very much, dude. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. I love you very much. I hope you all get 2nd place in the World Championships. Goodbye, everybody. Mwah.